And a card I was surprised that wasn't hit at all was Solar Recharge. I mean, if Konami's trying to slow down Light Swords in the game in general, why didn't they hit Solar Recharge to at least 2? Because that's Light Swords' draw power, and we did lose Charge, but we still have Solar Recharge, and that just gets us, can get us so much advantage sometimes. Sometimes even better than Charge if you're trying to get a certain card in your hand. So, we'll see how that works out. And then, there were also, from the 2 weeks before the ban list, there were always like those rumors of what cards would come back. But something I found really disappointing about this list is how no banned cards came off. Like this, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time where we have never gotten a banned card back. It's like we would always get one back. Like for the past months, we've gotten back Call of the Haunted, Chaos Sorcerer. A few more months ago, we got back Monster Reborn. And the biggest and most obvious monster card that should come off the ban list is Tsukuyomi. Like, you ask anyone on Pojo who is smart, they will all say that Tsukuyomi should really come back to 3. It's really nothing better than Book of Moon. And I was really hoping that at least Tsukuyomi would come back to at least 1, because Konami always pulls out something. They bring 1 card back, and that's really one of the most thrilling things about the ban list. You're just thinking, well, which one of these cards will I be able to use again? And they didn't give us that this time. So we'll just hope that next format something happens, and hopefully Tsukuyomi comes back, because her locks are just too slow now. Another card that I was hearing was hopefully coming back was Magician of Faith. I've heard really mixed reactions about her. A lot of people are saying she should come back to 3 because she's just too slow, and some were saying maybe just bring her back to 1 because she still has a pretty powerful effect of bringing a spell card back. And then there are also a good number of people saying just keep her banned. Reusing a spell card is really insane. I'm not really sure. I say she should either be at 1 or 3, but she's really not worthy of a ban. But it's because there aren't really any broken spell cards left, except for Heavy Storm, which we have to keep in the game, otherwise we're gonna be dominated by Burn. So Heavy Storm has to stay in the game unless something weaker but also as efficient comes out. And then there was also Brain Control, which should be banned. So really, Magician of Faith could come back at 1 or 3, and I'm really on the fence of which one it is, but I don't think she should be banned. This next one is one that was rumored to come off the list, and I knew that this would be insanely stupid, even though I was kind of hoping it would. A card that should never come off the list, at least for a while, is Crush Card Virus. This card is really just insane. In fact, I was testing it yesterday, and it just generates so much advantage. You tribute a weak monster like Necrogunner or Plague Spreader or even Sangan or Malicious, and then your opponent loses all their monsters with 1,500 or more attack, and that's most of the monsters that people play these days. I mean, there are some that are like, I don't know, like Kalut the Moonshadow, but you really don't want to summon that anyway. So really, Crush Card Virus, I don't know why people were thinking it should come back to 1, because it shouldn't. Crush Card Virus should stay banned for a while, because this card is just really overpowered. I guess they were thinking it would come back to 1, because it never really did any damage in Japan. Like it's been there for years. We only got it like just recently, and it was just only mass released in the Turbo Pack. Like it was super short printed in Gold Series, and then before that was only a Shonen Jump Championship prize. And if you were lucky to get it in that Power of the Duelist mistake I've heard of. And then another one that was insane, and I'm thinking who would be stupid enough to fall for this, is Destiny Hero Disc Commander. It's like I read someone on Pojo saying how they were able to sell off 3 of these for a total of $60 because people were expecting him to come back from a list that they saw, and that's really just insane. And why would you expect Destiny Hero Disc Commander to come back? I mean, reviving from the graveyard is pretty powerful and important these days, and Disc Commander gives you more advantage of that. It basically turns Disc Commander into a Pot of Greed. Like any revival card, Disc Commander will turn into a Pot of Greed. And we all know that Pot of Greed is like the most broken card in the entire game because it just generates too much advantage. And really, it's like Disc Commander was banned because it like generated so much advantage, especially in Perfect Circle. Like I wasn't really around for that, but I've read enough about it. It's like Light and Darkness Dragon plus Disc Commander and stuff like that. And then if people were really desperate, you could use Disc Commander with stuff like Limit Reversal, Graceful Revival, and like run 3 of those and run Call of the Haunted, and revive those. It's just insane. Disc Commander shouldn't come back unless we get really slow and stop relying on special summons from the graveyard.